Ready, hot!
Thank you, Michael. Welcome, everyone. I'd start off the press conference today really just giving our condolences to the Selman family. All of us here at the university and associated with it are just saddened by the death of Leroy, and want them to know that our prayers continue to be with them at this very difficult time. And just there, Leroy, just as everyone has said, is just an absolutely amazing person, and they have an absolutely amazing family, and one to emulate. And I know all the Selman brothers are guys that I have put in front of our football team whenever I've had the opportunity, because they are what you want to model and emulate is their character, and off the field as well as the way they played on the field. So we just want them to know that we are continue to think about them. Going back through last week's Tulsa game, I thought it was very pleasing in many aspects to start off game one and to play really the way we did. We had 0 penalties on offense. That's pretty good when you have 100 snaps and you don't have an offensive penalty. That shows a lot of discipline and a lot of discipline and character to play that way, and I really was pleased the way we ran the ball, though I still see improvement there, and we'll work on that. Landry and Ryan Broyles, again, throwing the football were just excellent, but still can improve. And defensively, I thought, and offensively, some guys that were given game balls. Ben Haburn up front played great. Landry Jones, Ryan Broyles, Dominique Whaley, had a great night rushing the football. He and Brennan Clay really, we thought, did a good job. And then defensively, again, I thought outside of, we had one busted call, that one defensive back read the signal wrong, and we left the guy wide open. And then a couple of, a basic, wheel route we didn't cover. We don't cover it up the boundary, which is pretty elementary. So we gave up a few big plays that we feel were better than that. Outside of that, the discipline was good. Not having Travis in there, I thought Tom Wart did a great job with the calls and handling the adjustments. All of that was really good for the first day, first time out there. And I was really pleased overall kicking game-wise. I thought the guys all hit the ball well, the kickers, punters. Thought Tress had a really good day. They had 2 occasions where they're at the 5 and the 8 starting off of punts, and then another 2 possessions around the 10-yard line. So when you can back people up like that, and then you get 3 and outs, you're getting the ball back in excellent field position. So we kind of all complemented each other well in that regard. And I thought our cover units and return units did a nice job as well. So it was a good, solid day. And defensive guys that played well. Casey Walker did really well up front. I thought our defensive front 4 was really good. Frank Alexander was the player of the game on defense. 3 batted balls, had an interception, and had several tackles. Tom Wart, I said, played really well. Both corners were excellent. So it was a good day, and now we'll practice Monday through Thursday this week, like we would a normal week, preparing for Florida State, and really try and take advantage of the extra work before giving them the weekend off.
Do you prefer the open date, or would you rather play a game like Florida State is?
Oh, I prefer it since that's what we have. So, of course. But we got a lot to work on, so and it just gives you the extra time for them. So I think it'll help.
Bob, the rankings are just out. Nebraska's 10, so that makes 4 teams from the old Big 12. What are your feelings on it as it looks like the conference may split up?
Well, I've always felt, the competition in this league has always been very good and strong. And I think much like a lot of leagues where you have the top 4, 5, 6 teams are very, very good, and then you have your middle of the road teams that are always going to beat you if you're not on your A game, and you have some teams maybe towards the bottom that that are struggling a little bit more than others. But most leagues are that way, and obviously if there's 4 teams in the top 10, then you're playing in a strong conference, which I've always felt we have.
What did you think of your pass rush against Tulsa, especially at defensive end and that kind of thing?
I thought it was good. I don't know. We had 3 sacks, but we had a bunch of other pressures. G.J. Kinney does a nice job avoiding some of them. We thought we had him a few other times, and which we knew. He's strong. I kind of forgot how big he was. Just legs and hips, and if you didn't get a good handle on him, you weren't going to get him. And so he did a good job escaping on some. But overall, I thought it was pretty. It was better than I thought after the game, and so that was good.
Bob, do you think your proximity to Texas is a bigger factor than playing teams in the state of Texas on your schedule, in terms of being able to recruit kids from there?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think proximity always in recruiting is the first. Matters the most. And then you. So anyway, and we have always recruited heavier and stronger, more north in Texas than we have in the south, and have had a lot of success that way. So I definitely think that's fair to say.
You think it would hurt you if you didn't have as many teams in your conference in Texas?
No, it may a little bit, but overall, I don't know that it would drastically.
Bob, how close were you to playing Brandon Williams the other night?
Again, those are some discussions we'll continue to have, with Coach Gundy and Coach Norvell and Coach Heupel, those are always kind of tough decisions, here early in the season. So it's being considered.
He had a helmet on. It looked like he might go in at one point.
Yeah, but again, we'll see where that goes.
Well, what about Alexander? Last year, early in the year, he looked like he struggled. And what about Frank Alexander?
Frank's playing great. He's as a guy that's a senior now with the maturity he has and experience. He's had a good camp. He's a big, strong guy, and he started off really well the other night. And, he really played hard and played well. So he has a chance to have a big year.
What did you think of the overall play of Landry in the first game of the season?
I thought, again, here we go. It's kind of, a guy completes, 75% of his balls and this, that, and the other, and everybody's looking to, he didn't play so well. He played well, played very well. I guess we're so used to seeing Heisman Trophy-like performances, whether it's he or Sam Bradford's, that we've gotten awfully picky here. And that's okay. Landry doesn't mind it. He knows there's a couple, and that's not uncommon in your first game. There's a couple of times we were just a little off with spacing or where he thought a guy was going to be and where he throws it, and a little bit of timing at times, and or even falling back on the one he has Trey out there uncovered and just didn't put enough on it. So I think some of a little bit of that's just getting back out there and playing in full in live competition, and but he still had an excellent night and avoided anything close to an interception.
You said all along in this running back committee, if somebody got the hot hand, you would stay with them. Is that part of what we saw Saturday night, and Brandon and Roy Finch and those guys have a chance to get in there? Or
yeah, but that doesn't mean as time goes there may be some other guys too. So it's one game. So we're not that doesn't mean we're going to be that the rest of the year. So we'll see where it goes.
What do you think of your interior defensive line?
I thought they did really well. I thought they played, and they played very well. Jamarcus McFarland in there with Casey did a really nice job, and those two especially did well. It was exciting to see against. Tulsa had, I think, almost every one of their guys back. And they've got good experience and leadership on their line. So I was pleased to see them play so well.
What are your early thoughts on Florida State as you begin to look towards them?
Well, the obvious thoughts are that you look at how well they played through the whole second half of the season a year ago against very good football teams, and then they you know, they played, you know, very well. They really have, you know, as the season went on, you could tell they got more and more comfortable in their offense, their defense, everything that they were doing and playing together as a team. And then, you know, capped it off with a great win, of course, in the bowl game over the SEC East champion in South Carolina. So they're a good football team, and we've got a lot of players back. So we recognize it as a, you know, we're very aware of what a different team they are than a year ago. And so our players are excited about the challenge of it.
Bob, can you talk about Whaley, because his demeanor jumping from not playing to getting into action was smooth, and now he's going into more of a national spotlight game. Do you anticipate any issues at all in that regard?
No, all the experience is Dominique's had. I think he just sticks to what works for him, and that's working hard, preparing, getting ready for it, and do what he's able to do. And you know, and he'll stick to that. He's a hard-working guy, bright guy, and you know, that's what's got him in this position, and I expect him to continue to work it the same way.
Who else played well in the offensive line beside Haber?
You know, all those guys did. Gabe Eichert was good. You know, Donald Stevenson, and also Lane Johnson was recognized, did a really nice job too. So I thought the line, you know, Landry was hardly ever pressured, and the run game was definitely, which I liked. I just saw assignment-wise, we were much more assignment correct than maybe at any time, you know, that we've been here in quite a while. So that's exciting when you know you're getting a body to a body where you need them, and you always have a chance to pick up yards that way. I think there were only 2 occasions that we didn't get plus yardage, and I don't think that's happened to us in quite a few years either.
Did Darrell Williams get nicked up a little bit, or?
He just a little sprained ankle, but he's expected to practice here in a couple of days.
Well, I think you ran 32 plays in the first quarter, and you got Ryan involved really quick with 7 catches. How much does it really help the pace when either you get Ryan or somebody that you can get going that quickly in the offense?
Yeah, it helps, and it helps you. You know, everyone makes a big deal. Also, you know, we took the opening kickoff, so that helps your first quarter statistics too. So, but anyway, it helps just to get in a rhythm. Is what you're always after, to start fast that way.
Why did you take the opening kickoff instead of deferring?
Because we wanted the ball. So, got a, you know, experienced quarterback, and so.
Is there any sort of change in philosophy? Because I can't remember.
We did
you
that
not
last
defer-
year.
Really?
Yeah, we did it when Sam was here too.
I remember you doing it with a huge win, but not.
No, yeah, we've done it when Sam Bradford was here. We did it a year ago, a time or two. Yeah.
Who you're leaning to on kickoffs and the honeycomb?
We'll probably
issue?
keep them both kicking to some degree. When Patrick's feeling good, he just has a tendency, his leg can get a little sore here and there. And you know, and depending on how many kicks there are, when he's feeling good, he hits it a little further, which was obvious, and higher. And then, but at times, if he gets nicked up, Michael seems to, his leg doesn't wear out, so he doesn't seem to have those issues, so he can kick off or field goal at any time, really.
Whaley had to go through Merv. When was the very first you'd ever even heard that we've got this guy that's trying to walk on here?
Well, that's probably in the spring when I started noticing him in some of those scrimmages, and like I said, I made a big point about teasing the defense 2 years ago in the spring about they had to take Dominique in and IV him because of all the yards he had on him. So, you know, that's when I started really paying attention to him.
Did the radar go up from Merv where he says, "You won't believe this guy's pretty athletic and wants to come here"? Or
Well, I didn't say that to him, but
Did Merv say that to you after evaluating him? Or?
I can't remember exactly what Murph said.